15th of January, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Him about whether he had to take the land away from my buyer altogether. I think that's what we're going to see in Rashi. That's what we're saying over here. So we got enough to read in Rashi now. Oh, and now I see in hindsight has 100% vision. I see that the Rashi that we were talking about yesterday, and we didn't know what it was exactly which case it was going on. I see now that Rashi was going not on the case from yesterday's Gemora. It was going on the case of today's Gemora. Because it makes perfect sense over here. I'm referring to Rashi, Dibra Maskil Ba'achrayus, which is the third line of the wide lines of Rashi. Because that word appears in the statement of Abaye. It says that Reuven sold property to Shimon Ba'achrayus. And that Ba'achrayus is the Achrayus that Rashi is discussing over in that Rashi. So we, without further ado, we ask Lou to read the Rashi.
Yay. Get my glasses out here. Let's see. It's not Ba'achrayus. We read that one already, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying right now. I'm saying that even though we read it yesterday, and we thought that it was going on the yesterday's Gemora, but today I see that that Rashi is going on today's Gemora.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This word has been used many times on this page.
Right.
So it's confusing. It's confusing. Anyway, that's the story.
Very confusing. Okay, Ba'achrayus means with a lean. Im yit refu mimenu yishalem lo.
Yeah.
If he takes the property from him, he pays him.
Yeah. So who's the he? There's two he's. There's three he's over here. Who's the three he's? That's the question that we were grappling with yesterday.
Right. Right. So yesterday, I think we said was that the two he's are different people. The first he is the one who takes the property. That's going to be the lender. The lender is going to take the property from the purchaser because he is owed money by the borrower, and this property is the guarantee for that loan. So he's going to say to the buyer, that property has a lien on it, and I'm going to now take the property and collect my money for the lien. Now the second he is the one who's going to pay him. So yesterday I think we said that he is the borrower. Because what happens is the buyer has just lost his property, the property that he bought. He goes to the buyer, to the borrower, who is the person who sold it to him, and he says, "Hey, I just lost that property that I bought from you. Reimburse me."
Right. So So that's the case that Abai is talking about right now. In other words, that's what this lien clause provides in the context of a shtar mechira, a buy-sell agreement for land. If there's an achrayas clause, if there's a lien clause in such a document, so just as you said, if this is basically what it says in the clause. It says if this property is taken away from you, so then I'm obligated to pay you, reimburse you for your loss. That's what it says that's what the buyer is promising to the that's what the seller is promising to the buyer in this contract, which has a achrayas clause in it.
So the contract that we're talking about is the bill of sale.
Yeah.
Not the loan document.
Right. We're just assuming that the one who's taking the property away is because he's owed money by the seller. But that's not what this clause is talking about. Right. Okay. So that's what we said yesterday. So in other words, but this is what Abai is clearly talking about. He's talking about he's talking about such a document. In truth, that's the type of document that we were talking about yesterday. Avua bar Ihi, he was questioning Shmuel and saying achrayas is a tos sofer in such a document. But anyway, okay.
I forgot, what's a tos sofer again?
Okay, so achrayas tos sofer is that it means that if such a clause is not in a loan document, now we're talking about a loan document. If such a clause is not in a loan document, then we say that the reason why it's not there is the mistake of the sofer.
Right. I remember now. The mistake of the sofer. So how does that apply to this situation where we're not talking about the loan document? We're talking about the bill of sale.
Yeah. So here we're talking about Abai is talking about a case where this shtar mechira for karka has an achrayas clause in it. So we're not talking anymore about the issue that we talked about yesterday. Do we imply that it should be there even though it wasn't written in? That was the question yesterday. That's the issue of tos sofer. Tos sofer means that we're going to assume, we're going to take on that certainly the lender would never have lent a penny unless he had a guarantee where he's going to get paid back from. And so therefore we assume that even though the document was written up and the sofer didn't write an achrayas clause in it, we assume that he made a mistake. And what does it mean he made a mistake? It means that we're going to take on that the agreement was for achrayas.
Right.
But over here, when it comes to a shtar mechira, when it comes to a sale contract for land, we do not assume that the lack of an achrayas clause means that the sofer made a mistake. Rather, we say that if the clause is written in the document, so then there is achrayas. But if the not written in the document, then there is no achrayas.
Right.
And that's because of the fact that we explained that a buyer, it does happen that a buyer buys property even for a day. meaning without guarantees. I think in common law, it's called a quitclaim deed. The seller issues a quitclaim deed. He says, "I'm selling you this property, and it's a quitclaim." if somebody claims that they own it, so I'm out of here. I'm quitting. Whatever it means. Okay. But Abai is talking about a case where it is written in the contract. So now the issue is going to be is can the seller of this property, can he go to court with this creditor who's claiming that the seller owes him money, and he wants to take away this property from the one that bought the property from the seller. So Abaye says, yes, that's what he could do. Dinahu, the Ozil Ruven umishtoi dina bahadei. Reuven, the seller of the seller of the property, he can take the creditor who's trying to take away the property from his buyer. He could take him to court and try to prevent him from doing so by claiming that he's got no right to take it away because he's got no claim. Okay.
Wait, I'm confused. I would have thought that court case is between the lender and the purchaser. The seller, who is also the borrower, is not involved in that case. You're saying he is involved?
Yeah, that's exactly the chiddush that Abai is coming to tell us. That we don't say like that. You might have thought to say, wait a second, what is Reuven doing over here? He doesn't have. He's not a party to this case. He doesn't have anything to do with this. But that's exactly what Abai is telling us. He's saying that he holds that the din is it's capable for Reuven to go and try to prevent this guy from taking away the land that was sold to his buyer. So we got a Rashi over here. Next Rashi, Lishtoi Dina Bahadei.
Lishtoi Dina Bahadei.
The Baal Chov.
The Baal Chov, the borrower.
He's the creditor.
He's the creditor, the Baal Chov, the Baal.
Yes, it's also confusing.
Yeah, the creditor.
He's the creditor. He's like the Baal of the Chov. He's the one that's got the control and the mastery of the obligation.
Of the obligation. Ule silko me'al shema own b'chol taneh she'ochal l'taon ule omer par atin paratich kach v'kach o kach v'kach yesh lo alei
Yesh li
alech chavia ve'ani chav chov de
Okay.
tav. Okay, so the creditor
In other words, that goes the Baal Chov, the creditor. That's the Rashi's identifying who is it that that the seller is going to go have a court case with. Bahadeh means with him. Who's him? Rashi identifies him as being the creditor.
okay.
His creditor.
And what is this word, velis laku?
So remove from him. Lisalik is to remove from.
Lisalko, Me'al Shimon, and to remove him from being on top of Shimon. Get this guy off Shimon's back. That's what he's coming to do.
So Shimon in this case is the purchaser.
Right?
So the borrower, the Baal Chov is the creditor?
Yes.
But wait a second, the creditor is the one who's trying to claim the property.
Right?
So why is he going to get himself off of the back of Shimon?
No. I'm saying the creditor is the one that Rashi's identifying as being the one that the seller, Reuven, is l'shtoy dina b'hadeh, that he's having a court case with him. B'hadeh. Right? That the Dibra Maskil of Rashi is that the Dibra Maskil of Rashi is l'shtoy dina b'hadeh. And that is what Abaya is saying. That's the din. Dinahu. If you take a look back in the Gemora, Abaya says dinahu. This is the din. The Azil Reuven, that Reuven can go umishtoi dina bahadeh and make a court case with him bahadeh. Gemora doesn't identify who's this guy. Rashi says, "I'll tell you who this guy is. This is the Baal Chov. This is the creditor."
Okay, so the borrower is going to oppose the creditor to prevent him from taking the field from the purchaser.
Right. So when Rashi starts in and saying Ulasalko Me'al Shimon, he's now switching back to Reuven. And as explaining, this is what Reuven is going to court with the Baal Chov about. He's going to court with him in an attempt to get him off of Shimon's back.
Right. So B'chol Tana Sheyochel. So Ochel. I don't know what Ochel is.
B'chol Taina Sheyuchal Liton.
Any claim that you're going to be able to claim. The call Taina is a claim that you're making. Sheyuchal Liton, that you're able to claim. The Lomar, he says to him, Haratich, you were paid up already. You were paid already.
In other words, we're now in the middle of this court case about which would seem to be between the creditor and the buyer of the property. He wants to take the property away from him. Here, from left field comes Reuven. Reuven runs into the courtroom and says, "1 second, Your Honor. We have information over here that's relevant to this case." and he's gonna now change the subject of the case. Now the case, that's what you said. Well, how does he come out of left field over here and start talking about what his dealings are with the creditor? That's not really what this case is about. But the Abai says yes, he's going to be able to do this, and he could make any claim in the world. He could claim whatever claim it is. If it means that this creditor is not owed any money, so then that's going to prevent him from taking the property away from Reuven's buyer. Kol taina sheyuchal liton. Okay. Okay, so let's continue with this Rashi. So now Rashi's going to give us a couple of examples of what it is that Reuven could claim.
Okay, I don't see the word lova.
V'loymar.
And he says, and he can say, "V'lo mar."
Oh, v'lo mar. He can say, praticha kach v'kach. I paid it.
I paid to you kach v'kach. I paid to you this and this. I paid you like this. I paid you like that.
So in other words, I don't owe you the money. You can't collect the money because I already paid you the money.
Yeah, you got your money. You already got your money as far as this loan is concerned.
Oh, kach v'kach yesh li, or I have such and such money.
Alecha. O kach v'kach yesh li alecha. Or he says, like this and like that, yesh li, I have alecha, on you. Tfiyah, I have a claim on you, in other words. I have a claim on you that you owe me money because, for example, Rashi doesn't say this, but let's just give an example. Yesterday, you bashed into my car. And now you owe me $10,000.
So instead of me paying you, or my buyer paying you, you got to pay me.
Yeah, I have you say you have a claim against me. I have a claim against you. And now Rashi continues, V'ani ma'akev
Tov zer taktav. That I have this claim, I have a claim for this obligation instead of that obligation.
In other words, instead of me paying you the money for the loan, which I didn't pay you, admittedly, he's admitting that he didn't pay the money for the loan, actually, but he's saying now I'm withholding that payment of the loan that I owed you because of this claim that I have on you right now. So this what you owe me right now because you bashed into my car, that takes the place, and that'll be in place of the money that I would have had to give you. So really, I don't owe you any money in the end of the day. And so therefore you have no right to take the property from my buyer. So that's the chiddush that Abai is saying over here. He could turn around this case into a case about whether the creditor really does owe Reuven money, and now he's going to apply that as a credit towards the payment of the loan that he owes to the creditor. And like that, he's going to be able to prevent the creditor from taking the property away from his buyer. Because remember, the Reuven's signed on the contract that he is guaranteeing that if the property is taken away from the buyer, then he's going to have to reimburse the buyer. So we can understand why it is that Reuven wants to come in over here.
Right. He wants to nip it in the bud before it comes back to him.
Yeah. Okay. Now we the Gemora continues now. V'lo motzi omerle. Let's just read this again because it's been a while since we read this. Alan, you want to read this?
Okay. On page 14A2.
Yes.
Another law concerning a related matter. Abai.
No. We're still in the middle of this case here over here. I just wanted to reread this.
Okay.
Below Motzi Omerle, and he's not able to say to him, Lav Bal Devorim Didi At.
Okay.
These are the famous words. Oh yeah, we're out of time, but we'll just translate this, and with that we'll be out of here. The creditor is not able to say to the seller of the property that you are not my contender in court. You've got nothing to do over here. My claim is against the person who purchased the property, and you got nothing. You got no business over here. He's not able to say that to Reuven. That's what Abaya is mechadesh. Okay, to be continued. Bezrat Hashem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Take care. Be well.
Okay, all the best to everybody. Bye to Phil and to Alan and to Lou.
Okay, bye-bye.
Lou, you pick me up? Lou?
Yes,
Okay.
10:04.
Yeah, okay. If there's any change, I'll let you know.
Thank
Oh,
you.
glad that Alan's feeling better.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem, yeah.
Wow.